Welcome back to another live session. Pretty important busy day, as you know that coming up. Today is the most volatile day for the week, as coming up also unemployment claims. We have seen quite a few instrument already has been released the data, and in this live session we will be looking to see potential trading opportunity for this session. And what we can see here on this instrument, if you look at guys here, lower time frame price action on gold is had a very sharp breakdown from the weekly. The price is almost to the weekly support level. What we can expect here for the market potentially to break below before the monthly close and possibly to bounce back up or reject back again to the major direction of the trend. So I was looking at a couple of instruments including gold and also a British pound US dollar, and also we'll be looking at euro dollar as well as Gbpjpy. Before we go to that, gold, you can see that is pretty predictable at the moment. We have seen after the yesterday's daily bearish engulfer, today the market from this daily resistance line, there has been significant break below, and the market may potentially remain bearish. And this is what I'm looking at the moment in this bear market to find possible entry opportunity. Are you guys ready for a possible entry? Now you can see this is the 15 minutes price action, which is a strongly downtrending market structure. We will be looking for a breakup structure here and then to enter as soon as we find entry opportunity. So what we can see here, this is the 15 minutes price action, guys. You can see from here there was in the beginning of this session there was a sharp bounce from this low area, and then the price again revert back from that previous resistance line that you can see here. The price is so at the moment after this break below. So if you look at the 15 minutes here, you can see this is a complete break from this previous resistance line, and the price now after this break below, the price is trying to break again to the major direction of the trend. So here is the lower time frame price action showing that possible downtrend, and I'm waiting for an entry based on the price action. As soon as we see suitable entry opportunity in this instrument, we will be looking to enter. Are you guys ready for an entry? Say yes in the live chat if you are ready. Time now. Yeah, thank you for confirmation. I would like to see that all members are here before we look for any entry opportunity. If you guys are here, say yes in the live chat so that you know that you are here. We can begin this trading session, today's live, with a possible trade setup coming up in this session. So let's begin first of all here on gold. And gold, it's currently very sharply dropping. I hope that the stream is going on. If you guys can see the stream, can you say that you can hear or see? Let's go, sir. Welcome. Yes. Can you hear me and see me? Because it's not updating in my area yet. Can you see and hear me? If you can see and hear me, give a thumbs up. Welcome. Thank you. And when you like this stream, YouTube algorithm likes it. And let's start a massive trading day possibly. The reason I'm telling massive is today's special. You can see that there is quite a few high impact news coming up. If you look at here, already we saw that Euro data has come out, and there is another one coming up, Euro German flash manufacturing PMI, in just a matter of 1.5 minutes, guys. Let's look at also quickly how it might impact the euro. Now euro, you can see that after this massive break below here on euro dollar, which is in a sharp uptrending market structure from this support level, euro dollar has made it bounce back to the upside here. So if you look at the daily chart here, also you can see the market is in a bullish uptrend on the daily on Euro USD. So here is what we can see the market from this lower time frame. After the pullback to this previous resistance and support, it's maintaining a bullish market structure. We might see here deeper pullback and then to reject back again to the upside to create a new higher high in this market. So here is the, if you look at here the market has broken from the structure. I think euro dollar might drop deeper before it bounce back up with the news coming up, and we will be reviewing that one as well. And while we can see, we might see that effect of euro dollar on gold. This is the 1 hour chart. You can see that it's on a sharply falling market. What is dropping is likely to drop. Now you can see that on the lower time frame here on gold from the 1 hour chart, the market is trending from here. We have seen that massive break below here with a pullback initially, and the market may continue to drop here to create a new lower low in this market. So let's wait to see where the price potentially be heading in this market. So after the euro news, also you could see that effect on gold might come. So you can see that euro dollar, the data has come to be. We are seeing the pending order, pending data yet. Let's wait for the market to show up the information here. Okay, so German flash manufacturing PMI is 49.2. The forecast was 49.4. So a little bit of mixed information. How that has impacted the euro dollar and the euro is the most important part to look at. Okay, so we can see that it's stable here. There isn't much movement here. We can see the price slowly trying to make its way. Let's look at the XAUUSD here. So gold, that we can see the market in this instrument maintaining that series of lower high here. Okay, and we see there is no move on euro, and we will be waiting for the further movement while we are looking at XAUUSD. Now I'm going to do, before we look for any setup on gold, before we look for any entry on gold, I'm going to do a full multi-time frame analysis here. Here, see, thank you very much. Welcome. So before I look at any entry on gold, guys, it's a falling market, right? It's a very sharply falling market. We can see a big head and shoulder formation here on gold. This is the head and the left shoulder and the right shoulder. So two massive head and shoulder formation on euro USD, and with these two massive head and shoulder, we can see that gold has made its move back to the downside. 10 and 20 MA crossed over from each other, and you can see the market after the crossover, the price below 10 EMA, above 20, like 20 EMA is above, which is a strongly falling market. And the way this structure has formed here, you can see this is a structure, and also there is a structure here, so which is typically a bear market. So in that bearish market at the moment, though we see that a gold was, if you look at the daily chart here, you can see this is the daily price action where there was a daily bearish engulfer, and with this daily bearish engulfer that we can see the market today's price so far after initial bounce has managed to break this daily support level. Now if we look at the past here, always remember guys that past is very important. When you look at the past information, you will see that what might happen in the future. So you can see in this area here, in this zone, what you can see in this zone here, there is a long rejection followed by another rejection, followed by another rejection, followed by another rejection. So in this area that we can see quite a few daily price action has got that sharp rejection back below. So that could be a potential for a bigger move. So what do I mean by this potential for bigger move is that the market to possibly come back here with this drop as we are looking at the weekly chart here, that this is the weekly low, and the price after the weekly bounce back to this high, we see that there is a complete break from this weekly high, and that lead the market may potentially drop down here to this support level. Now if you look at the daily, that you can see from the daily time frame, this is the daily price action where there is a daily bearish engulfer. If you look at here, you can see this is a daily bearish engulfer followed by a daily bearish move in that area as well. So today's price, that you can see from this high, there is a break below, and the way you can see the 10 and 20 may crossed over from each other, we may see that deeper drop here as there is a fair value gap in that area. How do you know that it's a fair value gap? Let's look at the market structure. Market structure is key to understand how the price might be doing. Welcome. So if you look at here, this is 335051 level. If you closely look at here, you can see this is a resistance here, which is turning support here, and 335251, and you can see there's a daily doji, that you can see the market from this support level has got a bounce back to the upside on the daily time frame. And if you look at here, double bottom, the price has made its move back to the upside, which is previous resistance turning support here. This is the smart money area, guys, you can see, and from that smart money zone we can expect for this market to retest and then to potentially trend back up. But at the moment we see that there is a potential for almost here, that you can see 240 230 pip drop possible in that area on XAUUSD. So 4 hour, now we are it's called a top down analysis. We are going back to the lower time frame. Here you can see this is the 4 hour chart, and also we are looking at now lower time frame to see how the market might be evolving. Now from the 1 hour, here you can see this is the 1 hour price action, which is forming a potential doji. Now during this time period, if the market reach that session's high, it's a falling market. So if the market reach this here to this 4 hour resistance line, we will be able to look for possible entry in this market, which is nearing there. We might see one more bounce back to the upside to hit that important key level, and then to revert back again to the major direction of the trend. That's what we are looking at on XAUUSD, for the market to go ahead, bounce, grab the liquidity, and then to potentially reject back towards the downside in this market. So that being said, on the lower time frame, waiting for a possible break to the upside. You can see lower time frame here, it has formed a structure. So if this is structure breaking above, that we talk about a lot during this session and also during the live session, that the market to go ahead and then possibly retest this resistance and then revert back again to the major direction of the trend. So 1 hour price action is important also, which is possibly forming a doji. Now if this hourly candle is forming a doji, like the narrow body, then we might see the market to again reject back to the downside to create a new lower low in this market. I hope that you are enjoying the live session, guys. Make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so you are not missing any of the content that I am posting every single day. Let's look at that here on XAUUSD to see where we might find an entry. And in this live session, guys, you have seen that in the past as well, quite a few significant trade has been open, and that's where we are looking at for the market to give us that entry opportunity. And if you guys looked at that, you can see this is where especially when the market trend, we look for that entry opportunity. So if you look at here, you can see this is a from the 15 minutes as well, which is showing that strongly bear market, and expecting the market to possibly go ahead, break that high, and then to trend back down here to create a new lower low in this market. So that being said, if you look at the 1 hour, we see that there is a doji. Now if this 1 hour candle is closing as a doji, we might see that the market to possibly continue to drop in the major direction of the trend. But I will be really happy to see that the market is going to hit that session's high. Now that's very important to see the trend continuation, because session high is where in a falling market, if the price is going ahead and hitting that level, that's where you will be able to see the market is breaking back below in the major direction of the trend. So here is the key points here to look at, that the market is showing up that pattern. Now trading is exhausting, right? Sometimes boring, but once you understand the right point, okay, right area to look for the entry, it becomes much more easy for you to do that. And discipline also a very important part of developing a very healthy and a strong trading psychology when you are trading. So these are some of the important aspect, what I would say, that to become a consistently profitable trader. Now here is intraday time frame, that's why I have marked out those areas here in that area. And especially when the market falling with a stronger momentum, we can look for trading opportunity along the way. And yeah, you can see that this is the 5 minutes. Now I would like to see that before this 4 hour close, the price to hit that resistance line here. So this is an important level of resistance where there might be the market is going to hit that level and then breaking back below here with this liquidity grab, and then to falling back here. So that's where we would like to see the market is heading in that direction. Would like to see this going up, penetrating that level, and then rejecting back again to the major direction of the trend. So here is a structure that you can see is forming, and that's a structure is where the market from this support level, which is an important level of support that is being formed on the lower time frame, and with this support, this structure, there is a previous resistance line here as well on the 5 minute chart, and with before the candle close from the 1 hour and the 4 hour, that you can see if the market is going to hit that level, that's where you can look for possible rejection back again in this lower time frame. So if you look at the 15 minutes here, you can see it's forming also bearish price action here in that area. Now here, this is the support, this is the resistance that we are waiting to see possibly to hit 3377 or 78 level. That is where we will be looking for potential entry in this market. That's waiting to see where the price potentially be heading to. So lower time frame price action, it's trying to form this structure in that area. So from this support level, it's penetrating back to the upside. Now 30 minutes also, and the 15 minutes price action, which is forming a doji. So 1 hour again looking at potentially to bounce here back to the upside and then to reject back again. So it's almost to the resistance on the 5-minute chart. Would like to see that it's going back here and hitting that 4-hour resistance line. Now once the market is hitting that 4-hour resistance line, we will be looking for an entry opportunity here, which is possibly to create a bigger movement here in this market. Here is the market is trying to push back to the upside and yes, trying to reject from this level. So looking for a possible entry here. This is the 1 hour high, 3378, which will be around. So we might be able to find potential entry in this market for a short-term sell. Here you can see the market slowly trying to break below from this structure, which is in a range. So if you look at this range here, you can see the market is maintaining this support here from this range and expecting it to possibly to break back to the upside here. And that is where there was a bounce to the upside to this key level, drop to that support. Again, the market is trying to push back here, and quite a few bigger move that you can see in this time frame, in this lower time frame on Xauusd. So here if you look at, this is the 15 minutes price action where the new candle opened and then the market dropped. Okay, so bounce back to the upside on the 15 minutes. And then reject back again. So this is a significant level that you can see the price has made its move, and currently it's, if you look at here, you can see just has broken back to that from that resistance line, and that drop that you can see just below this 1 hour level. And we may see this market potentially to continue to trend here. This is the 15 minutes price action that you can see the market is maintaining typical bearish market structure from the 5 minutes as well, which quite a few times the price has built up that pressure on the lower time frame. So Here is, you can see this is a sharply falling market at the moment. Quite a few bearish rejection from this high. So if you look for an entry for a possible break below in this market, as this price is showing a stronger downtrending market structure, it's a sharply bearish. I will be waiting for a 1 hour candle close, which is potentially be continue to drop here, and we might see the price to come back here to this which is sharply falling. A long bearish engulfer has formed on the 5-minute chart. So we may see here a short-term bounce back to the upside here. If you look at here, you can see this is a long bearish engulfer, and which is basically showing a stronger bearish market structure in that area. And with this bear market, that you can see the price is maintaining that. Looking at the 5 minutes as well, my plan was to enter from the high, but the price has just got rejected from that high, and with this drop that you can see, we may see the market potentially continue to trend here to create a new lower low in this market. So the price has just broken below this intraday level, right? So before the candle close from the 4 hour, we have one more 1 hour price action to show, and this is where the market may try to continue to drop, as the price already has made its way back below here. We will be waiting for potential trend continuation in this market. So it's a sharply falling market. The price has just broken the support level. Just create an overextended market below here in this market. So you can see the price is maintaining that that downtrending market structure on the 15 minutes as well, that you can see the price is maintaining that bearish market structure, and especially the 4 hour that you can see, which is a strongly falling market. Now before this 4 hour close, would like to see the market is going above for a deeper pullback, and then the market potentially to continue to drop here. Now our goal here, as I mentioned earlier, to enter from any intraday sessions high when we are selling, or buy when we are in an uptrend. So you can see this is the 1 hour price action, and that is basically falling market. And in this 1 hour price action, starting from here, that you can see every 1 hour candlestick pattern creating series of lower high. Looking at the price action is the smartest thing that you can do when you are trading, because that's only the information that we have. We have the data, that you can see on euro, but those data will give you a short-term fluctuation in the market. But the actual movement that you can predict the market is based on the price action, the market structure that you can see. Now, if you look at here on this one, you can see this is where coming up later also 10:15 p.m. in my zone euro, and also 10:30 p.m. dollar unemployment claims. So these are areas that you will be focusing currently for an entry on euro dollar as well as on gold and dollar pairs. So we need to combine the data, that means that fundamental aspect of trading, along with the price action to find the best setup always in the market. So if you guys look at, you can see that when there is a bigger information coming, the market reflect those in the price action. If you look at here, you can see this is a weak fill of the 1 hour and also the 4 hour, which is basically bigger drop here. And this market is the way it is heading to in this bearish market. If you look at the daily here, you can see we may see that this market today potentially hitting that 20 EM or even possibly breaking below. So there is a higher probability here for us to see that this market is coming well below. So our goal here is to enter in the right time so that we can have a better entry opportunity in this market. So you can look at the 1 minute chart, the price action after this consolidation here, quite a few bigger move that we can see it has broken back below. Now there is a very important point when we are trading, okay, as a trend trader, you will see that the market may do two ways, right? So one is the market may change the trend, right? So you could see that the price has changed the trend. So how do you identify a change of trend, right? So the way you can identify a change of trend is when there is a stronger reversal pattern. There's another way to identify a change of trend when you see that there is a consolidation. This is how the market changes the trend. And also there is a trend continuation in the same way. How do you know that after a consolidation, a market will be still continue to the direction of the trend, or it's gonna create a new market structure, right? So the best way to know is when you see the market is trending, it's gonna remain in the direction of the trend. That's how the market moves. So always keep in mind, guys, the market remain in the always direction of the trend, even when it is in a consolidation, unless it has a very good reason for changing the trend. So I'm looking at again 5 minute chart for a possible entry, which is showing that highly bearish market at the moment, and we'll be waiting for price action confirmation for an entry opportunity. We could see the price to drop back to 3355 level, which is the daily 20 EMA. The key here is to wait for a right price action confirmation. Price action confirmation is the key here. So with the 4-hour close coming up, it's a highly falling market. So you could see that potential continuation below here in this market. If you look at the 4-hour here, which is sharply falling market. So what you can see that 5-minute chart, there is a sharp break below. We'll be waiting for a pullback and then to entry. This is a strongly bearish market. So this is the previous support that you can see in this market, which is support down resistance here. And in the support down resistance, expecting for the market to go ahead, retest, and then to reject back again to the major direction. So from the 1 minute as well, the market is trying to feel that in that area, that pressure. Here is where you can see the price is. This is the 30 minutes price action as well, which is pretty sharply bearish and expecting for the market to possibly come back here to fill that week and then to continue to trend back below the major direction. Now 4-hour price action is strongly bearish here. Now in this market, we'll be waiting for especially the 5 minutes and the 4-hour. If we combine, we can see that it's sharply trending. So there is a resistance here. So if the price goes up to retest that level, that's our proper entry. Otherwise, testing the 3369, 3370 level could be an entry area that we can look for. So the price is here, you can see it's trying to push back here. Would like to see that it has done enough pullback before we can enter, because there is an impulse expecting a pullback here. So 1-hour levels that you can see, some of the previous support turning resistance could be those areas the market to go ahead and then to retest and then to possibly to get a rejection. And that's where the best entry opportunity for us to find trade for this possible drop back below. And it may ultimately, what I think 3355 level could hit to come back here to this support level. We'll be waiting for that bounce here. This is from a very narrow doji. Okay, so after this drop, waiting for a possible pullback in that area, and because there is a sharp drop, if we take the Fibonacci here from this high to the low, we can see the market from the Fibonacci perspective 38.2% is where the previous support term resistance. If it goes for a minimum Fibonacci level, then also you can look to enter from that level for this possible drop. So we need to see some kind of pullback. That pullback could be on the 1 minute to see that it's going up to hit any of this resistance, or in this 5 minutes time frame. And also guys, as you know that I'm coming on live twice. There will be another live coming on NY session also. I invite you to join there as well, because there will be coming up unemployment claims, and we will be trading that unemployment claims during that NY session live. And also coming on Euro main refinancing rate, monetary policy statement, quite a few important news coming up in the next news, and we will be trading during the, as you can see the market now heading up for a pullback as we discussed here, and that is an important price action. The price is trying to push back to the upside here. So looking at multi-time frame is the very important. If you look at the multi-time frame, that's where you will see the market clearly, and that's the best way to trade the market, looking at the multi-time frame analysis. When you look at the multi-time frame, you can see both smaller picture and the bigger picture, and that's where the best trading opportunity. Looking at multi-time frame will always give you a better understanding about the market structure. Here, as you can see, big drop here, and then it's on a pullback. So you can see it's carrying that rejection. This is the 5 minutes candlestick pattern, which is the market is trying to push back to the upside. There is a rejection on the 1 minute again. So the 15 minutes price action here. So this is recent 5 minutes resistance line has been created. Now, how this candle closing is important on the 5 minutes. It might create a structure around this area, so it may try to move again, or it may continue to drop here, depending on how the price is creating the structure. So if it is going back up again, hitting this resistance here, this is the 5 minutes time frame, that will be a very good entry, because it already created here a level where 20 EMA has been retested on the 1 minute after the crossover. So this is the 5 minutes candlestick pattern, a big bear candle with a long bearish engulfer. got a rejection from the top. Now is this going again up or it's coming back down? There is a fair value gap. The previous candle's low is here, so there is still a fair value gap. If the market is going to hit that fair value gap, filling that zone, that's gonna be a great opportunity to sell this market. Let's wait to see if it is doing that, if it is going back to hit that fair value gap. Now if the market is at 3369, we will be open sell. There's another level here on the 5 minutes. Here you can see the market is trying to push back here to this key level, and want to see this going back really to hit that fair value gap, and it's trying to push back. Alright, so here is, I'm waiting to see that it's getting a rejection to the upside again. Alright, so it's going to possibly to hit that fair value gap. And let's see how many peep here. 15 peep. Right, so it's trying to bounce back up. Okay, and going back up here. So I'm going to sell this market from this level, which is, though it's a very fast move, keeping stop loss well above this level, which is in terms of peep will be around 25 peep, and we'll be targeting here 221. So this is a sell by market, and here I'm selling Xauusd. I've sold from that level. So I put my stop loss at 3371.20 and TP target at 3363.58. I put a bit of gap here because it's a very smaller stop loss. So I put my stop loss at 3371.20 with a possibility the market to reject back again here. And if you look at here, you can see this is a another 5 minutes bearish candle. formed, and expecting it to drop back here, and with another momentum, back-to-back two important bearish candle formation on the lower time frame here on Xauusd, and that's where we're waiting for the market to possibly break below here. So we sold Xauusd, it's on a key level, and expecting it to revert back again to the direction of the trend. So if you look at the 1 hour, the price on a very important level. Now from the 5 minutes, that you can see the price to potentially drop back down. Now my stop loss at 3371.20. Now it's a very tight stop loss, as I mentioned. I don't want to keep a very bigger stop loss. If needed, we can adjust at any point. We can re-enter if needed. If we are out, we will be out, but I want to keep the very tight stop loss here. Okay, so we are out with the trade, and I will be re-entering once we have it's a very unusual bounce. We'll be re-entering again. Let's look at that. At any point we can re-enter. First of all, would like to see where the market is potentially be heading. So it might be now going back to retest this resistance, and that might be another zone that you can look for. There is another resistance line here. So this kind of move that on Xauusd is basically an important level that you can see. So this is the 1 minute, and the price has just crossed that high. I will be opening another sell again with a very tight stop loss around 29 pip here, TP target to this support level here. So I'm opening another sell from that level, stop loss at 3373. So start to drop from that level that I have opened sell, and currently the market is trending in that direction. So here, if we look at the 15 minutes chart, which is getting a potentially a rejection here. Now there is another 5 minutes bearish engulfer formation. And the second trade that you have opened, or I think that might be a false breakout. So if that's the false breakout, you could see the market to continue to trend here to this support level. So expecting it to break below and then to give us the potential profit that we need. And this is the lower time frame price action. Here in that area, sell. I'm on the trade down. Thank you. So target here is this is a falling market, so we will be opening because it's a falling market. So that move, what we can see, this is for me a possible false breakout. and what I think the price to potentially continue to drop. 30 minutes price action, there is a long wick. So 1 hour that you can see also bear candle, and if you look at the 5 minutes, that you can see the market has rejected from that level. So you can see it's forming a long wick doji. This is, if you look at this so this overextension that you can see, it just crossed that high and then got that rejection back again. So you see that the buyers are weaker here, and I'm holding on to the second trade. So you see back to back 2 long wick doji here on the 5 minutes, which is bearish price action, and I'm holding on to that. I think the market may reject back below here, and if it started to drop, we might see that the market to again continue to the major direction of the trend. So to continue to the major direction of the trend to create a new lower low in this market. So the 15 minutes price action that you can see here, also back to back 2 candlestick pattern formation on the lower time frame. Here the market is creating waiting for a possible break below. Okay, so here quite a few narrow doji. I'm still on the trade and would like to hold on to that until we see the price has managed to break below this level here. So next 5 minutes candle has closed with another narrow doji. So the previous one was a doji, this one trying to break that high here. Waiting for a potential movement in this area. So is this market getting a rejection from this 15 minutes 20 EMA or having returning back again below? Okay, so the 5 minutes, there is another retest of this 20 EMA. Having a sharp bounce. We'll be waiting for the price is on a very important fair value gap. This is a zone where we might see have that rejection as this is a complete extension to the upside, so we might see that the price to grab liquid and then to return back again. What we can see here is the price. This is a falling market, so any bounce back to the upside can be just an overextension at any point. The price just to again reject back below here. So 30 minutes candle close coming here. Let's see that how far it's gonna get for this extension. So there is a 1 minute bear candle that you can see. So if this 1 minute bearish engulfer becomes stronger, we might see that possible return again. When the market goes against the trend, you see that at any point you can expect it to again revert back to the support level. That's why trading against the trend is very difficult. We are trading with the trend. That's what I talk always about, trading with the trend. Now when you trade with the trend, you always remain in the bigger side here. So we see that 1 minute bear candle, now it may completely break below from here. If it breaks below from here, then we will be holding on to that level here. The 15 minutes candle closed here, and with a 30 minutes also closed. Now there is a weak fill trying to push back. So another 1 minute doji most likely, and from this doji area so you see a very unusual move here, and we may see that continuation. So 4-hour chart and the 1 hour, the price is almost hitting this important level of support, which is turning resistance, and this move here is on the neckline at the moment. At any point you could see the rejection again in that area. So let's look at the previous resistance line. Now there is a very high liquidity above this level. If this market is really going back up to this level, which is a very high liquidity zone, we might see that the price again to get that rejection back again to that level. And with this movement that you can see, it's a completely against the trend, so which is a pullback in this market, and there is a consolidation that you can see. As the price has reached that far level, we might see the price to go back up to break any of this high here, and let's wait to see how far it's gonna go back up on the 1 minute. As once the market will start to break, we may see that a complete break below to this support level. So in our next position we can target here, because if you look at the 4-hour here, the price is going back up and it may even push back here to the session's high, which is an important level that we can look for an entry. So 15 minutes you can see the price is moving back to the upside here with this momentum. So it's keep pushing high, and so the price is getting the rejection from the daily 20 EMA, which is the weekly level. So the market has got that rejection back to the upside here, and that rejection may lead the price to go back to the session's high. So whenever price is breaking below here, it's getting that reaction. So it still may continue to bounce here, and in this area, before the 4-hour close, before the session close, we may see the market to trend back here, and as it's pushing high, it may go back here, test that level, and then to continue to drop again to that support. So because it has that reaction from this support level, highly likely now the price to go back up to hit that level. This is the liquidity zone, and the price moves from liquidity to liquidity. So from this liquidity zone to push back here to this liquidity zone, and then the market possibly to revert again back below. So a big one single drop going back up to that level, highly likely we could see that the price is hitting that and then coming back here. So our possible next entry opportunity will be from this area once the market penetrate level. Until that, guys, I'm watching the price action for the next entry. Will be coming on live again in our next session, on NY session. I will see you there again, trading live together. Until that, stay well, stay happy. We'll see you in a couple of hours. Stay tuned for the next session as coming up unemployment claim. We will be trading that session as well.